Chair now recognize Mr. Langworthy from New York.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to enter into the record a letter that I sent to the FCC on April 8th, 2024, urging the Commission to thoroughly scrutinize the transfer of ownership of Odyssey Incorporated to the Soros Management Fund.
Without objection, so ordered.
Commissioner Carr, are you aware of this letter?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and can you give me a status update on the proceedings as they relate to the transfer of ownership of Odyssey Inc. to the Soros Fund Management Company?
Yeah, as you've indicated, there's a transaction where a Soros-backed group would take ownership of over 200 radio stations across 40 different markets after the FCC originally indicating that that transaction could be reviewed and approved at the Bureau level without a Commission vote. It's now become clear that that is a decision before the full Commission, and it's one that I would assume now or in the near future the Commission would approve. I think what's interesting about it is that the FCC here is not following its normal process for reviewing a transaction. We have established over a number of years one way in which you can get approval from the FCC when you have in excess of 25% foreign ownership, which this transaction does. And it seems to me that the FCC is poised to create, for the first time, an entirely new shortcut.
Yeah, thank you. As you pointed out here and previously, these proceedings for transfer of ownership have been expedited. What exactly makes this case so deserving of an expedited proceeding so far, from what you could tell?
There is nothing about this transaction that is out of the ordinary. It's the type of thing that we see all the time, and the FCC has a process for this. The full Commission itself has never signed off on a shortcut like this. What we usually do is we require people to file a petition with us. We bring in national security agencies. They can review the foreign ownership. It's probably no big deal here, but we review that foreign ownership, and then we vote. Here, they're trying to do something that's never been done before at the Commission level.
Yeah, I must say, Commissioner, I'm extremely alarmed at what's happening with this transaction. This is very unprecedented. Looking at the facts, it seems that the administration is giving a left-wing billionaire who is a major donor, a close ally, one of the chief funders of all of their efforts and their dark money, a free pass to take control of hundreds of local radio stations, flooding the airwaves with leftist propaganda, and I think it's blatant. What would a normal proceeding look like, Commissioner, here for the transfer of ownership in this nature?
If you followed the process that the FCC adopted back in 2016, there'd be a petition for declaratory ruling. We'd bring in national security agencies. They would review the excessive foreign ownership that's involved here. They would figure out if there's any issues. Again, probably not, but we don't know yet. We haven't reviewed it. That could take 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 months. Then the full Commission would step in and decide up or down on the merits of the transaction. It looks like we got the cart before the horse this time.
It certainly appears that way. From my perspective, local radio and local media are the lifeline of communities like those in my district, much of small-town America, and they offer a diversity of ideas and viewpoints that aren't available elsewhere. And it's that diversity of ideas that the left, including partisan, very activist billionaires like George Soros, like to stifle. And they like to silence. And I'm deeply disturbed that this administration has fast-tracked a process to hand over these stations to one of their most loyal funders. And make no mistake, they know exactly what they're doing, and they welcome the result. And at this point, I will yield back, Mr. Chairman.
Would you yield your remaining minute and 20?
I would be glad to yield.
I was wanting to go back on the regulations. With respect to the Green New Deal and these policies, all we know about Vice President Harris is what she talked about when she was running for president, as well as the policies she has while she's been vice president. Ms. Gunasarki, could you explain what adding to the bureaucracy, what the Green New Deal does with respect to the bureaucracy? I don't think my colleagues understand the frustration with the American people out there. The government is supposed to work for the people. My colleagues on the left are really concerned about the bureaucracy and doing anything to disrupt the bureaucracy. But can you explain what the bureaucracy does to the consumers with respect to the Green New Deal and energy policies? Like, how does this affect their energy bill? How does this affect the grid and their reliance on and availability of energy?
The bureaucracy right now has the power to determine what businesses succeed or fail, what industries succeed or fail. And what increasingly we have seen in the Biden-Harris administration is they use that authority to push out and squeeze out of existence business and industries that have fallen out of political failure. And what this ultimately means for the small business owner that's trying to get a permit is that they never get that permit.
Right.
What it means for investors who have put up millions of dollars of capital investment, that is frozen. And so the jobs and the economic development affiliated with that never manifests itself. And under this administration, those decisions are made whether or not that business, that industry, or the person aligns with the ideology of the left.
Very good. I agree. Chair now recognizes Ms. Tlaib.